All right, hello, Speed Gaming. We have another Super Metroid Item Randomizer League match. This one between Magoo, representing the French Force, and Mr. J Giggles, or Giggles SR, representing Gravity Skip. My name is Tracy M. I'll be taking you through this match. This is a Y Faster division match. So we'll see what we get here. Magoo, a long time randomizer runner, has been in every league, and I believe he was in the first tournament, so he's pretty much been in every one of these leagues and tournaments that we've done. Mr. J Giggles is new to the randomizer scene. Is a long-time speedrunner. Has entered several regular tournaments for vanilla categories. So the experience, a little more experience on the randomizer side from Magoo. This week we are doing the Dash Randomizer, which is Kip's randomizer that took the total randomizer and just changed a few details. The most important ones being, as you can see, Giggles showing off that charge beam, the baby charge beam that does uncharged damage to bosses. The other big difference being the gravity suit, which will do half damage. Will let you take half damage from heated rooms. In general, is half damage from all environmental damage. So the environmental damage is split now between gravity and Varia, although heat damage fully covered by Varia and half covered by gravity. Now we do see a morph ball in the first item, so of course the morph ball has to be one of the first two items. And we'll see one other item, because this is still a major-minor split. And I'm going to check some ammo here, and we have power bombs. Well, always good to find some of those power bombs early. And we see an X-ray scope in the ceiling. A lot of times people will skip that X-ray scope. It's a little more valuable in Dash because of the Star Charge Beam. Now only needing a Plasma Beam to make it useful, whereas normally you'd have to find Plasma and Charge to make it useful. Oh, Magoo doing one of my least favorite checks. Gonna do the Billy Mays check. I'm not a fan of this. It's a slow check just for two minor items, especially in Dash Rando where it doesn't logically place your ammo. It just guarantees that all the ammo you need is going to be available at some place. In the Varia randomizer, it logically places your first super and your first power bomb. So sometimes, like, this could have been his only possible first super. That could, and in this case, we know it isn't because he already picked one up. Giggle's just going to go ahead and check Old Mother Brain, get some missile pack out of it. So that's going to give Giggles immediately a bit of a lead here. Giggles doing a very nice ledge grab climb. We're gonna also, neither one of them check the item to the left of the morph ball. Giggle's gonna be the first one to get over to BT. And gets a speed booster out of it. That's very nice. Early speed, always a good thing. Alright, Magoo gonna do the wall jump climb. Let's see what Giggles runs into in Terminator. Just a reserve tank. Just saw a seed with a reserve tank in this location. Might as well just pick it up now, because you're probably going to run into it later if you don't. Magoo also going to pick up his speed booster. Looks like Giggles was trying to use that X-ray to see what was in the second item there, although I'm not entirely sure. Decides not to pick up that power bomb pack at only 10. I don't like the decision to leave that there. 15 kind of the magic number for power bombs because it gets you a crystal flash and it gets you plenty of power bomb ammo for the Metroids if you don't get ice beam. And Giggle's going to go ahead and farm up a little bit with no E-tanks. 74, it's a little bit dangerous going down here. Now, of course, you're going to want to check the Eticoons. You got to be a little more careful of the B-toms here. Make sure you get them off of you very, very quickly, or they can kill you. As you can see, already went from 74 down to 44 right away. And another reserve tank. So Giggle's going to have to be very careful here. He can only take one bit of damage from these B-toms again, or he will be killed. Magoo does use the X-ray scope to see the other item and does decide, you know what, I'll take that extra power bomb pack. Okay, Giggles gets those B-toms off him fast enough, doesn't take any damage. Magoo grabs his bombs. Bomb's kind of a luxury item in Randomizer since we usually get power bombs early enough to make them not required. But they're very nice to have. It avoids a lot of soft lock potentials. Alright, Giggle's gonna go ahead and go towards the... So I'm going to go towards the wave gate. With 54 health, he may want to farm up a little bit before hitting that room. Because those side hoppers will do 80 damage. And right now, he can't take that hit. Oh my god! What is this? That is reserve tank number 3, and we've yet to see a regular E-tank. That is so bad. Yeah, Giggle's going ahead and doing that extra farming. I think that's smart at this point. If you do this right, you should not get hit by the big side hopper, though, so he should be fine. He did get hit by the little one, did not get hit by the big one. Gets the gate glitch first try. Can we have a real E-tank here, please? Yeah, there we go! First real E-tank. Oh, Magoo going for one of my favorite mock balls and gets it and then loses it very quickly. So Giggles took another hit off one of the small side hoppers, so it should be fine. And of course, we now have the, we do have an E-tank now. It's a little bit safer. Magoo gonna go through the same issues that Giggles did. Right now, can't take a hit from the big side hopper, so may want to farm up before he goes into that room. Also may choose, he's just gonna head on in. Okay, does get through just fine. He's gonna have to also be careful coming out, because, again, can't take a hit from that big side hopper. Having a little bit of trouble with the glitch. Looks like he got it now, and Giggles not skipping a beat. Oh, okay. Is good. Little indecision there. He went right for going up, and then thought different of it. Thought better of it. Decided to go down. I don't know if Giggles runs new route or old route. This is about essentially the loadout you'd have in new route. You'd have maybe probably one more missile. I wouldn't have reserves. But you would have bombs, and you would have bombs. You wouldn't have speed booster, and a vanilla Spazer, which you wouldn't have. But has decided to go down instead. And if you're not a new route runner, you're not comfortable with that early low percent fan-tuned fight, it makes more sense to go down in this situation. Magoo can check Waterway. Giggles did not check this. I don't know if he forgot about it or if he was worried that his health wasn't high enough. You do need to have about 80 to survive this. If you don't, what can happen is you could stop right in the middle because the Shine Spark will run out at 29. And those Meridia enemies hit hard, and they will kill you if you get stopped in the middle of it. And Magoo does only get an E-Tank for his trouble, but, you know, the E-Tanks have been so scarce that that's not really a bad thing to pick up at this time. Giggle's gonna skip another Power Bomb. I still don't like that. You know, that extra Power Bomb to get that Crystal Flash ammo, to get that Turian ammo. Yeah, that 15 is like I said, that 15 is just the magic number for Power Bombs. If Giggles doesn't find Ice Beam, he may regret not picking up those Power Bombs. Magoo finds an extra Super Missile. I don't believe Giggles checked that. It's that tube in the Green Hill Zone. One of those locations that is a very easy, quick check for a miner that a lot of runners will check. I feel like Magoo just, you know, that extra experience from Randomizer over Giggles, but he is still behind, Giggles having skipped some stuff. Magoo's gonna head up, looks like. Giggles, in the meantime, picked up a gravity suit from Kraid. We'll see if where that sends him. This tank situation, logically enough for... I mean, there are enough tanks available to put the Hell Runs in logic because we saw two E-Tanks, 3 reserves, and you only need 4 combined. But a 1 tank, 2 reserve Hell Run is not exactly ideal. So we'll see what Giggles decides to do after he does these earlier checks. Could head into Meridia. Could oh, there's reserve tank number 4. No, we are done with reserve tanks. That's as early as I've ever seen all 4 reserves. We did have a seed earlier this week where the first 3 non-morph ball checks were reserves, and the 4th one was pretty early on after that, but I think this was a little quicker overall. Looks like Magoo gonna go ahead and check Gauntlet first. At the very least, he's gonna take a save, I think. Okay, let's see what's at High Jump Boots. He goes still avoiding those Power Bombs. May not be able to avoid the one up there. Gets an E-Tank. Okay, and Magoo making his way through Gauntlet. It should be pretty safe with plenty of Power Bombs and a couple E-Tanks, enough supers to kill any yapping maul that might get in the way. He's gonna have to be careful about it, but he's experienced, should know what he's doing. Use it, yeah. Okay, maybe not. You really want to use this? Yeah, I'm really surprised he did not just use a super there. Just kill those things right up, straight up. Giggle's gonna go into the Ice Beam Hell Run. Ooh, High Jump Boots. That's a nice find from Magoo. And Giggles gets Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam being much more powerful in Dash Rando because of that starter Charge Beam. And in fact, Plasma Beam is a better find than Charge Beam. Charge Beam takes your Mother Brain fight from 900 shots to 300 shots. Plasma Beam takes your Mother Brain fight from 900 shots to 120 shots straight up. And that's, assuming you don't get any other beams. So definitely a good find there. Magoo, walking out with those high jump boots, does want to make sure he saves them. So he's going to go ahead and take this save. And I'm not surprised. Giggles leaving Norfair still low enough health that Hell Run's doable, but really not ideal at this point. So we'll see where he heads. If he could go to Meridia, or he could go to the wreck ship. Oh, nice ocean fly from Magoo. All the way across. Does mean its health is a little bit lower than he might like. I also don't know if Magoo runs old route or new route here. We'll see what his Fantoon fight looks like. Giggles, when he gets up there, looks like he is going to do Fantoon. When he does get up there, we'll see what his... he'll have a... Yeah, I should say, he'll have a much safer Fantoon fight with that gravity suit. Going for it, but not quite getting the speedball in. And in general, Giggle's going to have a faster wreck ship because that gravity suit will let him get to the wreck ship E-tank a lot easier than Magoo will. And Magoo already down. Unfortunately, missed the first shot at Fantoon there. We'll see if Giggles decides to check Gauntlet before heading in. Now he's gonna. Looks like he's gonna go straight for it, for the ship. Ooh, Magoo in that nasty spot where he's not gonna get health bombed, and he is gonna get take one shot to trigger those reserves. And did manage to trigger those reserves. So thankfully he did have them and they were full since he took the ship save. He goes picking up an extra missile in the ocean. Looks like Fantoon pretty close to dead for Magoo. But still at only 64 health, so he can only take one hit at this point. Okay, does bring down the ghost. Oh, and Giggle's getting the nice speedball into the Fantoon fight. Now, one big difference here. So, if Various Suit is here in one of these locations, Giggles is just going to be able to leave. He has that gravity suit, has a decent beam with the plasma beam. Would be in not the most comfy go mode ever, but would be in a go mode. Magoo not having that gravity suit. Ooh, and charge beam is a nice find. Magoo without that gravity suit, really won't be. I mean, he could choose to leave with Varia, but it would be a harder decision for him to make. He does have high jump boots, so he might decide to leave with Varia just because, he figures I have high jump boots, I can get to lower Norfair. And gonna take this save here. Spike Room of Death incoming. One of the most dangerous rooms in this game. Especially with no suits. And Giggles makes very quick work of Fantoon. Okay, Magoo taking this room a little faster than I like to see. It's a, you know, he almost got hit by one of those spikes. Does manage to get through, so he's fine. Now, this is gonna be another room where it's gonna be a little tricky. He should take these high jump boots off to be able to get to this item. It is possible to get there without taking the high jump boots, or he might know the bomb stress. Now he's just gonna take the high jump boots off. Now Giggles gets his charge stream down to a 40-shot fight. And we just see an E-tank, and Magoo looks like he's gonna take it and keep it. Although I suspect if somehow he doesn't make it back out, he would not come back for this item. I think that save, it tells me that save was more of a safety save rather than a I'm going to reset if the item sucks save. We know it couldn't even have been a reserve tank, which is maybe something he would have reset over. He hasn't seen that last reserve yet. Oh, Magoo, careful! Careful! Oh my god. Okay, he's fine. He's fine! That is such a dangerous room with no suits. Still a dangerous room for Giggles here, since the spikes still do a lot of damage. The gravity suit a little bit safer in this version of the randomizer than usual, but still, it doesn't do the full damage. It doesn't take away the full damage that you would see in vanilla. I don't even think. Okay, Giggles did say. I wasn't sure if he took that save or not. Does decide that the E-tank is not worth it for him, and does reset. A little surprised, maybe. We still don't have a Various suit, so you know. I don't know. It's definitely. I could see either way on this one. Get some vanilla X-ray use, and we see a space jump there. My favorite item. And hopefully both runners will go ahead and pick that up. It does make it, yeah, we will get to see an X-ray check probably from both runners when they head down once they get that space jump. It also will make their hell runs in Norfair a lot easier because of that movement. The better question is, will Giggles get the high jump boots out of Gauntlet? I kind of suspect that maybe he doesn't check that because, I mean, that's about the best thing he can find there. Maybe a screw attack. And Magoo taking a lot of damage on those spikes. He had one more hit to give. And those spikes will do 60 damage. Giggles scouting out the item as well. Interesting, Magoo. Gonna check this first. Get that. Oh yeah, he has not enough. He doesn't have enough health to do that Shine Spark from the bottom, and that energy tank will now give him plenty of energy to do the Shine Spark. So a very heads-up play there by Magoo, because there's nothing to farm here. He could have still gotten the item. He has bombs. This is dash, so he could use the bombs to break the blocks, but that's really slow. Or if he does enough wall jumps, he can do a Shine Spark up, but I don't know how many wall jumps he'd have to do. And I don't know if the speed echoes would last long enough to do enough wall jumps to get up there. So good that he picked up that energy tank. Gets his space jump. Giggles, on the other hand, has a better health situation, so he'll just be able to jump up and get it. And then pick up the E-tank afterwards. You see Giggles having gotten that gravity suit, catching up a lot over Magoo in terms of where he is. Magoo having the advantage of those high jump boots. If Giggles decides to pick those up, That'll even out a little bit, and if Giggles doesn't decide to pick those up, then that movement edge, Magoo will have that the entire game. And also the fact that if we don't see Ice Beam, and if Giggles continues to skip all these power bombs, that could be a factor at the end of the race. 10 power bombs, not enough to guarantee that you can get through all the Metroids in one go. Giggles taking a nice deboost off the Ripper there. Let's see if he goes to check Gauntlet or not. It looks like he is, so he will get those high jump boots, so Magoo will get some of that time back. And we're going to see the X-ray check right here. The X-ray check not completely free with space jump. These spikes will still do the 80 damage that they normally do, because he's got the no suits, and he's just got to be careful when he goes by these Rippers not to get hit. He did a very nice job of that. And Magoo decides not to grab that E-Tank. I'm a little surprised having no suits yet, but it is kind of a slow one to pick up from there. So Magoo about to get his gravity suit down here in Norfair. Oh, looks like Giggle's gonna keep on going and try and get the ammo on the other side of this. Not a huge fan of this at this point. There's a lot of ammo that they're gonna run into, and he's got, charged plasma, so he really doesn't need more ammo other than those power bombs. And he's been steadfastly skipping all the power bombs. And we get in the back, we get just missiles. And Giggles decides, I'm not even going to bother picking those up. Oh, he's going to get you on... Well, he never checked Waterway, so this might be him going to check Waterway. Magoo opening up the tube. Not a fan of opening up the tube when you don't have Gravity Suit, but I guess he figures that when he comes back, he's either going to have Gravity Suit, or he's going to be doing Suitless Meridia. As it turns out, he will have Gravity Suit when he comes back. It does mean, though, that if you were doing Suitless, you can't get the nice quick entry. And Magoo gonna head over towards Kraid. Okay, now he's finally gonna grab those power bombs. Maybe at this point he's figuring out, though, wait, maybe I really do need at least one more pack of power bombs. And that is a good choice. Leaving the power bombs after you get to 15 is fine. Like I said, 15, that magic number for Crystal Flashes and Torian. And in the meantime, Magoo making very quick work of Kraid. Very nice quick kill. Gets his Gravity Suit. And we'll see whether he heads into Norfair or if he heads into Meridia. Magoo with 4 tanks plus reserves, in pretty good shape if he wants to do hell runs. I mean, hopefully he goes down and at least gets that plasma beam before heading into Meridia, because that'll make his Meridia that much better. And it's something he could easily miss if he goes straight to Meridia and finds Barrier Suit somewhere and just decides to go mode the rest of it. And there's that last reserve tank, and Magoo decides he wants it, so okay. Alright, Giggle's gonna check the X-ray item. We'll see if he picks up this E-Tank. And Magoo is gonna at least go down and check the high jump boots location. I think that's where Plasma was. Not sure if he meant to pick up those power bombs, but it does pick them up. If he's thinking in terms of doing lower Norfair without Varia suit, those extra power bombs will be good for him. Varioless lower Norfair, a little bit, actually a lot more viable in Dash Randomizer because of the extra heat protection that gravity provides. Haven't seen a lot of that this week though. We've seen a lot of either Varia suits before that became a thing, and a couple times we've seen people try it and just it didn't quite work out as well. Keep in mind that doing lower Norfair without Varia and with gravity is not free by any stretch of the imagination. One of the things we've seen a lot of is a lot of seeds just not giving runners super missiles. Unfortunately, Magoo not the plasma beam looks. I guess the plasma beam was at that ice beam, and Magoo not going to pick it up. So Giggle's heading straight into Meridia as well. But both runners going to be in Meridia shortly. Giggles with a bit of an advantage with that plasma though. And we'll see a Mama Turtle first. And gonna pick up a wave beam. So it's gonna give him a really powerful beam combination. Taking that Mother Brain fight down to 24 shots. When Magoo picks this up, if he ever gets his plasma beam, that'll be the 86 shot fight. I call this beam combination, Charge Wave Spazer, the bad math beam. Because for whatever reason, everything else divides neatly into 18,000, which is, of course, the health of both Mother Brain and Ridley. But for whatever reason, this one is 210 damage, which, if you know anything about math, 18,000 not divisible by 210 to get you an integer. So. And Giggle's going to be the first one into Botswoon. And he'll also have an easier Botswoon fight. I believe it's 5 shots with this beam combination. Botswoon with 3,000 health HP here. And we do have the X-ray scope, so Giggle's going to be able to take advantage of that with that plasma beam. And unfortunately for Magoo, not going to be able to take advantage. So he's going to have much slower fights here. And unless he hits with every one of his supers, he's going to have to supplement with either regular missiles or the charge beam. Or though it looks like maybe he's going to set up for some X Factors. Did he already? Oh, he's already turned off the Spacer beam. Okay, and there's that ice beam. So that's full beam combo for Giggles. Even with those nice X Factors, Magoo, as you can see, a much slower fight here. It's going to be the same thing when he gets a Dragon. Giggle's getting a nice full halfie there. Magoo, it just continues to fall behind here. The thing that could even this out for him, if he manages to check a spot where Varia is, and Giggles either skips gravity or just gets to that location later. This ammo count, though, really not even with the better gravity suit. If Giggles had the 20 supers that Magoo had, having the full beam combo for Ridley, I think it could still be very viable to go ahead and do the lower Norfair play. Magoo having the ammo, the extra 10 supers, but not as much the beam combo. Plus, neither one of them with that many energy tanks, so I'm not really sure lower Norfair without Varia is particularly viable at this time. And Giggle's not even going to check the Dragon item. I don't understand that play at all. It tells me he's full in on Varioless lower Norfair, but this loadout is not good for that, so it'd be interesting to see what happens here. I would say it's probably doable. And if Varia is here, that's going to put Magoo in full-on go mode. He's also going to get this extra super missile. We'll see if Giggles checks anything else on his way out. I'm really not sure what the plan is here. Magoo, of course, can have a much slower Dragon fight. Does not have the plasma, so it does not have the microwave beam. But it feels like Giggle's just gonna go for lower Norfair right now, and I don't like this is not enough heat tanks, even with the better gravity suit, and not enough ammo. In my opinion, if he can make it work, then you know, that'll be really impressive, and we'll see if he can. Magoo in the meantime needs to be a little bit careful. His health is getting pretty low. He's getting extremely low. Of course, he's got like, okay, he's got less than those reserves than I even thought. And down to 10, so this is really not looking good. Oh my god. He can't take any hits here. And his last save is probably at the wrecked ship. I'm not sure if the intent there was to do a crystal flash, but he doesn't have the ammo for that right now. Okay, now the idea here is to clear out the goo and maybe get a couple shots in. And oh my god. So Giggles is going for it. Okay. Good luck. Okay, Magoo getting a little bit of health there. We're gonna get health bombed. Oh, and gets him. Oh my god, Magoo. That was... Oh wow. That was a fight. Okay. Giggles maybe going over to Crocomire now? Maybe decide that this isn't quite the loadout he wants for lower Norfair without Variasuit. And of course, Croc is very fast with this full beam combo. One shot will do it for Crocomire. And just an E-tank at Dragon. And we see a grapple beam. And Giggles decides to skip. That's something I absolutely pick up here. If I have any thoughts whatsoever of going to lower Norfair without Variasuit, I want that grapple beam. It just makes farming so much better. So this race really going to come down to where is that Varia, and does Giggles go for it as far as lower Norfair? I don't see Magoo going for the lower Norfair play without Varia unless it's at Shack Plasma and he just doesn't want to go to those locations. And if that's the case, I can't say I blame him. Those are terrible places for your Variasuit. We'll see where... looks like Magoo probably going to go to the sandpit first, would be my guess. Wants to check these ammo items. Gets a missile pack, is going to skip it. Gets another missile pack, going to skip that as well. And Giggles not using a space jump. Without the... Even with the... he has high jump boots, so he should have been able to get that. Another energy tank. He grabs it. So we're down to 3 locations in Meridia and Bubble Mountain in Norfair for that Variasuit. Now we'll see what the sandpit has for us. Just a spring ball. Magoo is going to reset that. I wonder if that means he doesn't want to check Shack Plasma. He doesn't have a good way to go into Shack Tool. No grapple beam. Oh, he has Ice Beam. He could Ice Clip the Shack Tool. That is in logic, but of course we know the grapple beam is available. Okay, and Giggles is going to go ahead and go up to Bubble Mountain. And looks like Magoo is going to go check Plasma, but this is a really weird route for Plasma, and that's something I've never seen before. The wall to Botswoon is there, which usually is what happens if you leave the room too quickly after killing Botswoon. But usually if you do that, Botswoon is still there too, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Okay, another super pack there for Giggles. Another E-Tank. We're down to 2 locations in Norfair and 2 locations in Meridia. It's probably good that Magoo got gated by that wall, because that really is a slow way to get over to Plasma. And he's not going to Plasma, he's going to Shack Tool. So it means he is familiar with doing the Ice Clip. Now with X-Ray, you can make this a little bit better. That Puyo was not in the right position to do that unless you... It might have worked with an X-Ray buffer. It was not going to work without, for sure. That position, again, might work with X-Ray, will not work without. Turning off Gravity Suit, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe turning off Gravity Suit helps you there. Okay, another E-Tank. Giggles thinks about skipping it, so we're now down to 1 location in Norfair and 2 locations in Meridia. That looks like a good position. Yeah, turn that Gravity Suit back on. It doesn't help you to turn that off. There we go. Yeah, to comment on some of the discussion in chat, the X-Ray allows you to do, it doesn't have to be as precise positioning with the X-Ray because of the X-Ray force stand. Okay, 1 more chance for Giggles to get that Varia suit. Does get a super pack. At this point, with this beam combination, this could be doable. He only has 1 Crystal Flash, but he does have the Gravity Suit to do half damage, and we find a Varia suit, and that'll put Giggles in go mode. And that's unfortunate for Magoo, going all in on these Meridia checks. Not gonna find what he's looking for. Sees an E-Tank, and I suspect will reset. Yeah, it's gonna reset. And we'll see if he goes for Plasma Beam at this point. And it looks like Magoo not going to go in on Plasma. It may be that he doesn't want to do Plasma Beam because he doesn't really have a good way of killing the Space Pirates. It is in logic with Speed Booster, because you can use Speed Booster echoes to kill them. You don't need stutters, just regular short charges. It is in logic with Charge Beam, and of course this has the regular Charge Beam, because you can use Pseudo Screws to kill them. I don't think I've ever seen SM only seed that had that hard required. I have, ironically, I've seen it in SMZ3, but never in a SM only seed. So Magoo just gonna leave. And we'll see what he does first. He never did Ice Beam, so, I'll probably get that Plasma Beam. But at this point, Giggles has to make a major mistake for Magoo to catch up. Okay, he's just... I was wondering for a second why he might check the Screw Attack location, but he's just trying to get extra run speed. It does take stuttering to do that without leaving the room, so just make it easier for him to get that run speed to get through the room. Okay, we're about to get his plasma beam. Does pick up the plasma beam. Has that full beam combination. And we'll see if he does Bubble Mountain or Croc, or if he decides to go all in on Suitless or Various Lower Norfair. Given the checks he's done, I don't see him going for the Various Lower Norfair, and it looks like he's headed towards Croc, which is extra unfortunate because we know Croc has nothing. Yeah, and jumping there is not going to do you much good because you just still break those speed blocks. Alright, now Magoo will have the very fast Croc fight. Let's see if he picks up that grapple beam. Probably does. Of course, this will be a nice, cozy 20-shot fight, same as what you do in in Old Route. The fight would be a little bit faster if Giggles would supplement those supers, but by not using them, he probably won't need to refill at the ship, so the overall time save there is overall your time is better spent using the charge shots here, and then skipping the ship refill. Magoo not even checking the Croc item? Did he check it and not grab it? I'm not sure. Okay, our wonderful tracker, Cheaty Face 4, telling me that he did check it. And also decided not to grab the grapple beam, which I still question if you don't have Variosuit. Giggle's going for, we're not getting the speedball out of Wasteland, but he's got bombs, so not a big deal. Magoo now done with his Croc checks. We'll head over to Bubble Mountain, and we'll be getting his Various shortly. We'll see what order he does things in. The Various at the Wave Beam location. Giggle's doing a nice job avoiding the Space Pirates, using the Space Pirate iframe from the Plasma Beam to get through without taking a hit at the end. And makes quick work of the Three Musketeers. Looks like he may have gotten some double shots on those plasma shots. And is already out of Lower Norfair. Unfortunately, it looks like Magoo is going to last location that Variosuit. Well, near last location, because Plasma's still available. But he's going to get to it last of these Bubble Mountain checks. Sees the E-Tank, grabs it. Now, he may be thinking if he doesn't find Varia, and if it's a Plasma Beam, that he may just skip it altogether. And Giggle's gonna make his way straight up to Turian. Magoo decides not to grab that E-Tank. He knows that his various suit either has to be at the wave beam or the plasma beam. He's hoping it's the wave beam. And Magoo gonna get his various suit at last. But it's gonna be too little too late for him. Pretty much the only way he comes back. Like I said, Giggles would have to make a mistake. And there's still a couple places where that could happen. The most likely thing would be a messed up stand-up glitch. Giggles does have enough energy tanks that he could choose to do the stand-up glitch. And it is a time save with this beam combination. And Giggle's about to enter Turian. While Magoo about to enter Lower Norfair. Looks like he's going to use some grouping strats here. Ammo looking really good. 2020. I mean, normally you'd have 2010 in any percent route, so 2020, more than enough. Giggle's gonna go for the baby skip. Looks, oh, about to say it looks good, but he gets grabbed. Take this refill. All right. Okay, there's the Zeb skip. One nice thing about not finding Screw Attack, because you don't have to turn it off for that Zeb skip. And of course, with this beam combination, it'll be 20 shots. Meanwhile, Magoo into his Ridley fight. Okay, turning off that barrier suit that says the Giggles is going to go for stand-up here. Oh boy. Okay, he's got enough. Reserve tanks playing a crucial role here. Because I don't think his plan was to trigger those reserves. One of the things that happens in the Dash Rando is for enemy damage, Varia and Gravity also stack half damage each and quarter damage, or sorry, 3/4, half damage each and then down to a quarter damage when you put them together. So when you're damaging yourself down there to Mother Brain, you're going to take a little more damage than you're expecting if you don't have that Varia suit on. And I believe Giggles just learned that. Right, still doing good on that stand-up glitch. Okay, very nice stand-up glitch. Looks like it'll be 4 or 5 shots here to finish her off. Gets a nice shine spark through the climb. Giggle's gonna finish up with an official SRL time of 59:14. So GG's to Mr. Giggle, Mr. J Giggles. And joining us, we have Mr. J Giggles, GG's.
Oh, come on now. That name is old, Tracy.
You don't use that anymore? Okay, I'm sorry.
Everybody called me Giggles anyway, so I figured I might as well change it.
Oh, yeah, well, I was calling you that throughout the race, if that makes you feel better. Except maybe at the very beginning. I liked the old name, though.
I did too, but it was really long, and anyway, this is all beside the GG.
All right, so first question. What did you have against power bombs?
There were so many of them. And
Yeah, but you stopped at 10 for a long time.
I was kind of hoping to avoid a situation where I would need to crystal flash, and I've been running any percent lately, so I'm used to only having 5. So, I figured 10 was more than enough, and then I saw how low I was and saw the potential of a lower Norfair suitless, and ultimately I was like, okay, I should probably grab a third one just in case.
Yeah, you kind of need that third pack for a crystal flash. 15 is usually the magic number, both in terms of crystal flashes and, of course, if you don't get Ice Beam for Torian. Don't want to have to be relying on those drops. But yeah,
So,
go ahead.
I have to go ahead and give a shout out to my own stupidity because that's what won this race. I legitimately, my thought process, I'm going into Meridia and I have, I'm like, okay, I got Wave Beam, I got Ice Beam, I have Gravity Suit, I've got Full Beam combo, we're good. I'm good. I can just go. So I skipped Shack Tool. I skipped.
You skipped everything in Meridia.
Plasma. Oh yeah, I just bolted, and it was not until the room below Bubble Mountain that I realized, oh goodness, I'm taking damage. So I was like, then my process was,
okay,
please Croc, bail me out. And then Croc had nothing, and I was like, okay, if it's not at Bubble Mountain, I'm pretty much done for. And it was the last place I looked at Bubble Mountain, which is why I shot that Chozo with a super.
Okay, we thought you were going all in on the Varios Lower Norfair with 4 tanks and the ammo you had.
Oh no! When I got the 7th tank, or no, when I got the 6th tank, I'm like, okay, this is enough. One more would be nice, and then I got a 7th. I was like, okay, even if I don't find Varia, I can roll with this. I have any percent loadout, and I'm familiar enough with RBO to know when to be careful.
Sure.
But no, 100%. It was because I'm an idiot who doesn't do rando.
Yeah, definitely the lack of rando experience would explain. You were thinking that gravity was going to protect you. Ironically, this is the week where gravity gives you extra protection. But yeah, not full protection, just half damage instead of a full damage that you would get without, in normal situations.
For sure. And the worst part of it is the entire lower Norfair section was exactly like any percent. And had that been an 80% run, both of those segments would have been golds.
Nice.
So I'm very happy with the end of that, and I'm fortunate that I got pulled out from my own error and judgment.
Rando will do that to you sometimes. Sometimes you do everything right and you still lose, and then other times you make those mistakes and you just get bailed out like that. That's Rando for you. Yeah, Magoo went up first, and it was very late to the plasma beam, so his Meridia section, not only did he check everything, which theoretically would have been the right thing to do, as it turned out wasn't, but he didn't have the plasma beam. He didn't check Ice Beam before going into Meridia, and so you gained a boatload of time just being able to kill Basuin and Dragon faster.
Yeah, I think my saving grace, honestly, was I started to go up Red Tower, and I was like, wait a minute. I only have 1 E-Tank, and the only way I have to get across Moat is speed?
Mm-hmm.
This is a terrible idea. So
I mean, to be fair, you could have saved health by CWJ.
But I would have to have paused to turn speed off, paused to turn speed back. Yeah. Oh, it's all bad.
I didn't say it was good. I just said you had another option.
But it was just one of those things where it was like, I don't like this. So I went down, and then I forgot that I had speed when I was going. I think I had speed the first time I went through Big Pig.
You did.
Yeah, I totally forgot to check Waterway.
Yeah.
And I realized it after I picked up Spazer. And after I had Gravity Suit, I was like, and I was going on my way to Gauntlet, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't check Waterway. I could have checked Waterway. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, and it was an E-Tank. Now, I mean, by the time you got it as an E-Tank, not a big deal, but all those reserve tanks early. 3 reserve tanks before we even got a single E-tank. Would have been nice at that point.
Yeah, this run is legitimately Rando Seed bailed me out from start to finish. Like none of this was an object of my own creation.
Well, like I said, sometimes you just get a little lucky. But I mean, you played well in terms of movement and such. So, your decisions were well, how we say, interesting. But they worked out in the end. So
Hopefully, I gave context to them now.
Yeah, no, it definitely, especially the near lower Norfair play, because I was very confused.
That's exactly where I was going until I realized, oh, I'll die.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think that would have been a viable lower Norfair. It would have been fun if you'd proved me wrong,
I mean, I think with the full loadout, it would have been possible, but it would not have been pleasant.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, I mean, at least he had the full beam combo for the Ridley fight, but yeah, it would have been rough. We got Magoo in his Mother Brain fight.
Yay.
Oh yeah, and that's yeah. Speaking of Mother Brain fights, did you realize that in Dash maybe you didn't realize this? Each for enemy damage, each suit takes 50% and it stacks to 75. So you took that extra hit, and thank goodness you had full reserves.
Well, yeah. So I was thinking so normally it's 30 and then it's 60 and 120. So I thought with the one suit I was fine, but I think I took a double hit with 114 and that bonked me down.
Yeah, that may have been.
It was something like that. And either way, having full reserves was very, very important. That's actually why I stopped to farm and Croc, was to make sure I had reserves in case I didn't find Varia. And I just never used them, so it was all there for me.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, once you got past that point, it was a very nice stand-up glitch. But that was a little scary because we weren't sure how much you had in your reserves at that point.
Yeah, I think I had 2 full. We found all 4 reserves early, and that annoyed the crap out of me.
Yeah, it was funny for us, but no, I would be very annoyed too. Cause those are regular E-tanks, and maybe you make different decisions.
That's why, yeah, I mean, after the second one, I was like, there's really no point to be grabbing these. But then we got no E-tanks, and it probably would have been beneficial to grab all of them for hell runs to get Varia early. But either way.
Yeah, hell runs, especially if you have more reserves than regular energy tanks, are a little bit tricky. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could hindsight it, but
I'm just going to be grateful to the to RNGesus for the
there you go.
The very wonderful seed he gave me that was suited perfectly to my own stupidity.
Yeah, sometimes we have to thank them. All right, looks like Magoo's going to finish up. I don't know if you want to stick around, see if because he usually comes in for interviews too. So I don't know if you want to stick around for him.
Yeah, I can chill.
Yeah, I think the only thing we didn't find was Screw Attack, right? Because we saw Spring Ball and Spring Ball was left sandpit. Magoo reset it when he was checking Meridia for his Varia suit. And you both skipped Grapple Beam, which I thought was a little curious to skip that when farming might still be a thing before Ridley.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I didn't realize that farming was going to be a thing before Ridley when I was on my way to Ridley.
Gotcha.
So that's why I didn't grab it.
Alright, Magoo going to finish this up. Finishing in second place with an official SRL time of 1:09:57, so GG's to Magoo. Let's see if he'll join us as well. And here he is. GG's Magoo.
Yeah, thank you. Oh god. So you get Aaron and find Varia, or just go to Low on Offer?
So I started to go to
Wait
Lower
till you hear
Norfair. Yeah, so I started to go to Fantoon, stopped in Red Tower, doubled back down to Crade. Then I went down to High Jump to check that. I checked Ice and got Plasma. I went up to Red Tower to Fantoon.
Wow.
After Fantoon, I went through Gauntlet and Waterway, and then I did Meridia. And by the time I finished Meridia, I had Gravity and Full Beam combo, and I completely forgot that this is not standard. So I don't have full heat protection with Gravity. So with 4 tanks, I'm booking it. I skipped everything in Meridia, and it wasn't until the room below Bubble Mountain that I realized I was taking damage. So I went to Croc, and the whole time I'm begging to be bailed out. And then I went to Bubble Mountain, and the very last place I checked was Wave Beam, and I got Varia. So I saved a bunch of time in Meridia and got bailed out for my own mistake.
Yeah, he was hitting Wave Beam just before you got to your Shack Tool check, Magoo.
Oh yeah, Shack Tool.
So Shack Tool had been Varia Suit instead. You know, this is a totally different match. Totally
I
different.
didn't expect that Shack Tool anyway, but I had to check it. And something funny happened to me. I skipped the destruction of the wall after Botoon. Then when I wanted to check Plasma, I was locked because of this wall.
I don't understand why you were going in that direction to get to Plasma in the first place. That seemed odd to me. I didn't realize that the wall could stay down and Bosswoon would stay dead. I thought that they both come back, but
yeah,
apparently not. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, finally I just skipped it, and it was a good call to skip. So maybe one time with this bad decision.
Yeah, the other thing that made a big difference is Giggles got his Plasma Beam a lot sooner than you did. Oh, you would have gotten Screw Attack if he'd made it to Plasma. There you go.
What was the screw?
But yeah, Giggles had I don't remember where Ice was. He might not have had Ice yet, but he had the full beam combo otherwise and was able to microwave.
Ice was bot 20 tank.
Okay, so had the full beam combo with the X-ray. So I was able to microwave those bosses, whereas you had an epic Dragon fight.
I had a 10 HP at Dragon.
Yeah, absolutely epic Dragon fight. Magoo, remind me, was it you that had the epic Fantoon fight during the first week? Or was that Diddy? I'm trying to remember.
Diddy, but it was together.
Yeah, it was the multi. I remembered one of you had the epic Fantoon fight. You know, hoping to get bailed out by the teammate with an energy tank, and it didn't happen. So now it's your turn to have the epic boss fight with that Dragon fight.
That was a crazy one.
But yeah, I mean, Plasma Beam would have been really nice there, but I guess you just didn't want to go to do the ice hell run right then. So.
Yeah, I should go to a run next time, because I totally forgot about this protection. You're not losing so many HP, so you can really check a lot of spots in Norfair. Before the time in Meridia.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Eric's ship, I got you the space jump, which is always nice, and you both went and got the high jump at Gauntlet, which is also really nice for movement. But that's really about it there. I mean, if you go down and just commit to hell runs, which was difficult because as Giggles and I were talking about earlier, all those reserve tanks early and very few regular events.
All of them were in Croc and Bubble Mountain, all of the E-tanks. But I think I'm laughing because we're talking about the ice hell run. I legitimately knew that it was a hell run when I went to ice, but I somehow forgot before I was on my way down.
There you go. Oh, that's funny. All right. Anything else either one of you want to add before we go ahead and wrap this up?
No, except say thank you for commenting again and GG to Jiggles.
GG, Magoo.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. I'm just going to check real quick. There is another match going. Oh, no, looks like they just finished as well. So won't be shouting that out. But there is another match at 9 o'clock tonight. Let me get you what the matchup is for that. In just a second. We do have at 9 o'clock, we have Chemo versus Hacksaw. And apologies if I'm saying Chemo wrong, because I actually don't know how he pronounces his name. But that'll be on Speed Gaming 4. Tomorrow we have a full slate of matches starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We have Mr. Guy Average versus Stump. At 2 o'clock, you have Obscure Lifeform versus yours truly. At 4 o'clock, we have Wishgen versus Phoenix Down. At 6 o'clock, we have Sir Cabby versus Ploff. At 7 o'clock, the highlight of the day, we have Sloters 27 versus Kip. And then at 9:30, we have Beef Robber versus King Salmon. And then on Sunday, a couple more matches. I definitely want to shout out the 3 o'clock race. Another really good one, Zos versus Antinomy, aka Sephi. And then at 7:30, we have Knucklehead versus You Old Fart Gamer. And that will take us through the Dash Week of the Randomizer. Very soon going to be switching over to Chozo in a few days. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'd like to thank our runners, Giggles and Magoo. Especially want to thank my tracker, Cheaty Face 4. And we had Raylan Tankard setting us up for Speed Gaming, thanks to him, and to all the other organizers behind the scenes and the other Speed Gaming people behind the scenes. Want to thank them, and of course, thank you to you, chat, for watching. And hopefully we'll see y'all at 9 o'clock for the next race.